Hi, friends. Hi, it's me. It's Morgan, Splendid Yoga, drinking some tea. Oh, did I do it? Am I live? I was talking like I was live, but maybe I wasn't. Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. This is Morgan, Splendid Yoga. I'm here with my tea, and today we're going to talk about what to do when you feel like quitting everything. I feel this way pretty much every day. I think it's actually an important thing that we as entrepreneurs need to confront in terms of, oh, Spike. Spike wants to come say hi. Spike doesn't want to quit everything every day. Spike loves his life. He has a wonderful life. He gets to hang out on laps all day long. He gets to have big yawns. What a dude. What a life. All right. Say hi in the comments if you're here. Give me a little hashtag replay if you're watching this after the fact. Good morning, Victoria. Thank you for joining. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, JJ. Hota Hota. Does anyone call you JJ anymore? I hope they do. Such a fun nickname. So, I have had my business now. I've had a business license with Splendid Yoga for like, I don't know, 10, over a decade, over 10 years. I've been running it full time as a multifaceted business for 5 years. And most days I wake up and it's not that I don't want to do the work. I do want to do the work. It's just that perhaps I'm not where I want to be ultimately. Perhaps I'm working towards a big goal, like finishing a book. And I'm like, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get to the top of this mountain. I should just turn back and go to the pub and hang out and have fun. And often that's what I end up doing. Like maybe not going to the pub, but like if I'm really in a situation where I'm like, I don't want to do this work. I won't do it. I'll go do something fun instead. And that actually leads to me being able to then do the work. So the way that I embrace these feelings that come up when I'm like, okay, so nothing I do makes any difference. No one is going to see this TikTok that I spent 3 hours creating. No one's going to read this post. I have to remember, first of all, if it helps one person, it was worth it. Ideally, it helps a lot of people and they pay me a lot of money for it. You know what I mean? That's my preference. But if it helps one person, it was worth it. And we have to create while giving up the hope of anything ever coming to fruition, right? We create for the sake of creation. And that's what I've realized with this fucking book, is that I have to learn how to love this process of writing this book, because I have many books inside of me to write. I've always had a muse in my heart whispering those stories in my ears. I've always been a writer. I used to carry around a little notebook. I used to document everything that happens, like a little Harriet the Spy. No, I would be writing about it in terms of just like I now realize this was an ADHD stimming technique, but I used to think it was just because I really loved writing, because I did love writing. But the process of actually writing and finishing a book is really soul sucking. Has anyone here ever finished a book or attempted to write a book? I've attempted many. I finished some cookbooks, but never a book of like 50,000 words of a novel, fiction or nonfiction variation, such that I am working on now, the series of essays on personal finance. So I made this list this morning. This is first of all a brain hack for you guys that I learned from James Altucher. Is every morning make a list of 10 ideas, and it can be any theme. But make a list of 10 ideas. So today's theme was what I do when I feel like quitting everything. And I'm going to share that list with you. First thing I do, well, this is in no particular order. One thing you can do, walk in nature. You know who doesn't give a shit about your book? The trees. The trees don't give a shit. The trees are just there growing their leaves. They're not growing the leaf hoping that some other tree is going to be like, hey, I like that leaf. Can I read all the veins in your leaf? And can I critique you on this leaf that you've grown? Can I give you some feedback about how I would have done it differently? No, they're not judging each other for their leaves. They're just like, yeah, new leaf. And then it falls off and that's the end of it. They move on to the next thing, all right? Being around trees, forest bathing, being around nature, things that are growing slowly with no judgment, very healing for the quitter's soul. And I should say, I genuinely love quitting. I am not against quitting. When I quit my master's program, I had a friend, a man I was dating, tell me, Morgan, it's important that you finish the things that you start. And I was like, not to me. I feel no compulsion to finish the things that I begin. I have to give myself permission not to finish these things, even if I know full well I'm going to finish them. Because if I'm forcing myself to do it, it's just a form of suffering. It's like I'm enslaving myself to my past decisions, right? And I don't like to feel that way. I don't like to feel like I'm doing things I don't want to do. I'm a spoiled brat. I want to do what I want to do all the time, and I want it to be fun. That's how I run my business. That's why I'm good at it. So you can walk in nature. Another thing, you can call a get a grip friend. Do you guys have a get a grip friend? I have a few in my life that I reach out to for various purposes, whether I need to get a grip on like, I want to quit everything, or whether I need to get a grip on like, I'm freaking out about this dude I'm dating, or whether I need to get a grip on like, this guy just walked past me and gave me a weird look and I got to be mad about it and talk to somebody about it. I have my get a grip friends who are going to grab me by the lapels, not literally, metaphorically, give me a healthy shake and say, Morgan, snap out of it. I guess that's the moonwalk. When you slap it, snap out of it. So when you feel like quitting everything, you call your get a grip friend, and I will volunteer in this thread. You can always message me. You can DM me here on Facebook and be like, hey Morgan, I need you to be my get a grip friend. This is what's going on, and I'll be like, hey man, get a grip. You got this. The third thing that you can do, of course, you can meditate. You know, guy, I'm a meditation teacher. I'm a yoga teacher. I teach on Insight Timer. I actually teach people how to teach on Insight Timer. You know about this, Insight Timer Secrets. That's the course that I created to help you guys create passive income, one of your most wanted things, passive income streams, as well as a very easy marketing funnel to find clients without doing any marketing beyond the work that you already love to do. Insight Timer Secrets, you should sign up, or you should send someone to me if you know a healer, a meditation guide, psychics, clairvoyants, Reiki healers, people who draw oracle cards, and any sort of even coaches. I have a writing coach that I'm helping to get on there. Send them my way. I'm enrolling every month 4 new clients into the program. I have a small group coaching cohort, and then I have a one-on-one cohort that I work with. And if you know someone who fits the bill, if you are someone who is a healer, who wants to make passive income, who likes being in front of a big audience doing your work, you should contact me, leave a comment, say Insight Timer in the comments, and I'll send you all the information about that. But you can also use it, of course, as a student. I use it as a student. I love it when I'm having some writer's block or when I just feel like quitting. When I feel like quitting everything, I will go into Insight Timer. I'll either look and see who's live, whatever calls out to me in the moment, or often what I'll do, and I think what a lot of people do, is they go to the front page and then they just look for, like, there's like 20 the staff members of Insight Timer recommend on the front page. So I'll just pick one of those at random, have a little sit, maybe a little cry if I must, and move on with my life, often back to the thing that I wanted to quit in the first place. The fourth thing you can do, of course, yoga. You can stretch your body and you can breathe in a way that feels very good. But actually the pranayama nadi shodhan, the alternate nostril breathing, is a great way to snap yourself out of wanting to quit everything. I'll show you real quick. We'll just do one round together. Nadi shodhana, you're going to hang loose with your hands. You're going to plug your right nostril. Inhale through your left. Hold both. Plug your left nostril. Exhale out your right. And then inhale up your right. Plug and hold. And exhale out your left. And that's one round of Nadi Shodhan, a yogic pranayama technique, a breathing technique. It helps to realign the 2 hemispheres of your brain, helps to connect those 2 hemispheres. Really useful if you have PTSD, which means that you have a slight disconnect, a slight wiring problem in the 2 hemispheres of your brain from a traumatic event. I have PTSD. Most of us do to some capacity. So it's actually very healing for that, because it helps connect those 2 parts, helps to literally rewire things, but also for when you're just feeling like, yeah, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. Helps to bring you back to the present moment so that you can live in gratitude and then do whatever the fuck you want. The 5th thing on my list is to do a HIIT class, high intensity interval training or circuit training. I love doing HIIT classes. I do them here on the beach through a company called Dominate, like the letters DMNA, Dominate. My girlfriends and I joke, you want to go dominate? And it feels kind of awkward. I don't love saying it, but that's the name they've chosen. It's a great workout. We're hanging out at the beach. It's sunshiny. There are beautiful people around, many people taking photos of us as we exercise. But what I'm after is the endorphins. I love an endorphin. Nothing makes you not quit more than an endorphin. Endorphins are like, you can do it. They're like your little hormonal cheerleaders. You did it. Feel great. Good for you. So doing a HIIT class or lifting heavy, I've also done that as workouts for myself, going for a bike ride, any sort of exercise that tells your brain, hey, give her some feel-good chemicals. And it helps us all. Okay, so the sixth thing on my list here, I make a lot of lists. When I feel like quitting things, I like to make a list. And this is actually a technique that I've had to work in and out of my life, because what I'll end up doing is I'll end up just making a lot of lists, but not actually doing anything on the list. Does anyone else have that issue of just constant list making, but then you just ignore the list? So that's actually, I decided to do that deliberately. I will often make a list of things that I want to be accomplished, and then I will specifically not do them. I will come to the list later and evaluate, do I want to hire somebody to do this for me? Is it that important to me that I want this done? But here's my trick. I estimate how long it would take me to do any given thing. So I'll show you here. I now have a book, a list of lists. Isn't this so satisfying? So I have some long-term projects that I'm working on. One of them is like my taxes. One of them is I have to get a refund for an Airbnb situation. I got to work on my passive email sequence. I got to work on my Insight Timer life schedule and get that to one of my VAs so she can get it updated for March. All these things, like if I was a normal brain person, if I wasn't neurodivergent, I could just sit down and one after the other just check things off the list. I'd probably be done in a couple hours. But nope, I got ADHD. I got to do things all over the place. So I will estimate how much time it will take me to do each thing. So the Airbnb refund's probably going to be like 10 minutes. Passive email sequence, that's going to be more like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then when I have a chunk of time in my day, I will consult my list of long-term projects and say, that's the one I'm going to work on. And then I'm going to let that be enough. I'm going to be like, whatever, if I get it done in 5 minutes, I'm giving myself 5 minutes to get this done. And if it's not done in 5 minutes, I'm walking away from it. I don't need to get it done. Because I don't mind quitting stuff. I don't mind half finishing projects. In fact, it's something I've had to embrace as an ADHD entrepreneur. It's just kind of like the puttering situation, right? Moving from project to project. Eventually they get finished, not in any sort of linear sequential order that would make sense to anyone outside of my brain. So lists with a time estimate. When you feel like quitting everything, you don't feel like doing any of the projects that you thought you wanted to do, make a list of the projects you thought you wanted done, estimate how much time it will take you to do them, and then choose from there. And if you don't get to the stuff on the list, man, there are so many things that you could do in a day. Choose the ones that bring you the most pleasure. Yeah? The ones that feel good, the ones that you're like, ooh, I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. And of course, not every day can be like, all right, I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to go have a champagne brunch. I'm going to go to Disneyland. Like, I mean, some people do that. Some people make that decision to like live their best life every day. I'm one of them. But for a lot of people, it's a build up to things. So we want to aim towards the things that give us the most joy. If we feel like we have to do things that aren't giving us joy, many of you are parents. There are many things you have to do as a parent that aren't like, I wouldn't choose to be wiping butts right now if it's not bringing me my deepest pleasure. Then you move into that place of gratitude for, I have made choices in my life that had led me to this moment that require me to wipe this butt, and so I am going to choose gratitude and find something to giggle about in this moment. Okay, so the next thing I do when I feel like quitting everything, I book some travel. Nothing inspires me more than travel. I love to travel. As you guys know, I talk about travel hacking here all the time. I actually built a course a while ago that teaches you guys how to travel hack, how to travel first class for almost free, almost anywhere in the world. And I'm going to be releasing it to the wild soon. I've just given it to my private clients so far, but I will be offering it to you guys pretty soon. I love booking travel when I want to quit everything because it gives me a deadline. And if I know, hey, I'm leaving on Sunday for Ojai, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days, I got to get all this stuff done in that period of time. And I will tell you, I am never more productive than the week before I go on a long trip. I get so much done. It's amazing. The next thing I do when I feel like quitting everything, I buy a present. I buy a present for myself sometimes. I buy myself presents all the time. I just bought myself a ton of new clothes. I do this thing where I buy like several $1,000s worth of clothes from like Revolve and Anthropologie. I end up returning most of it. I return it to the store because I feel like it's more likely to get resold and less likely to end up in a landfill. And it's great. It's great to, you know, I get one or two things out of it. I have my little private shopping spree. It's super fun. But when I want to quit everything, what I'll do is I'll buy a present for somebody else. And the trick here, the neurological trick, is that it gets me out of my storyline and gets me thinking about, hey, so-and-so would really appreciate perhaps if I made them some banana bread, if I bought them a new journal. I'll look for my clients who I haven't sent a gift to recently. I'll put together a little gift package, and it makes me feel good. So it gives me those hormones of like, I did something nice for somebody else. But it also gets me out of my own story into somebody else's energy in a karmically wonderful way that allows me to say, perhaps I will give it one more day of this business thing. The eighth thing, no, that was the eighth thing. The ninth thing on my list here, I love to bake. Baking is really inspiring for me because I'm pretty mindful when I'm baking. I can't be doing too many other things when I'm trying to figure out what ingredients go where, right? There's a science to baking. I bake a lot of bread. I do a lot of sourdough bread every week. I make myself sourdough bread. I make a lot of banana bread. It's one of my favorite one bowl cakes to make, but I get complicated with these things as well. And of course, I'm vegan, so I do a lot of experimenting, converting my favorite non-vegan recipes to vegan recipes. Still hunting for that perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe. I had it. The Alton Brown chewy chocolate chip cookie recipe was perfect, and I haven't figured out a way to veganize it yet, unfortunately, where it has that perfect chewy texture. So baking, when I want to quit everything, I'll go and I'll bake something. I'll get into my kitchen, I'll create something out of nothing. I'll remind myself I am capable, intelligent, and talented. Because I can bake, I can probably finish this email sequence or whatever it is that's causing me to want to quit everything. The last thing on my list here is gardening. Getting your hands, in no gloves, get your hands into the earth, good for your immunity, very grounding for the energy, but it also provides that same patience as the first thing I talked about on this list, walking through nature, where you just get to witness the nature, the nature. You get to witness the nature. You get to witness the patience as nature slowly moves through its natural phases, right? So like at this time of year, February, we're coming out of winter. Most of my things have been dormant this whole time. A couple of flowers, a couple annuals have been going crazy over there. But for the most part, things are pretty quiet in the garden. They're just starting to peek out. I just started to get a couple of flowers on my night blooming jasmine that I'm really excited about. And it's just such a gratifying thing when I look into my garden, when I work in my garden every week, and I see all these little changes, all these subtle changes that inspire me, because every day I am subtly changing. Every day I have new little flowers blooming in my energy. Some days I need to do some weeding, all right, but weeds are a matter of perspective, right? We used to think dandelion was a weed. Now I'm drinking, I pay a lot of money for dandelion tea. Okay, so there's my list of 10 things that I do when I feel like quitting everything. I would love to know in the comments, what do you do when you feel like quitting everything? Of course, I reached out earlier today. I posted that I am having a fuck it, quit everything day, and I asked you guys to talk me out of it. That's another method, is to reach out to your community and say, hey, support me here. I'm moving through something and I need some encouragement. So thanks to everyone who commented and will continue to comment for being my cheerleaders here. Let me go back and look at these comments. Oh, JJ, good, yes, and you love it. Perfect. I'm so glad you love still having that nickname. Nicole Birch, buenos dias from Costa Rica. Lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to be back in Costa Rica soon. I think, were you in the Tamarindo area? I think you're in the Tamarindo area. I'd love to get together with you if and when I go back to Costa Rica this year. Okay, so let's talk about ways we can work together. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for watching this. Right now, I am enrolling students into Insight Timer Secrets for the small group coaching program or the one-on-one program, or both. If you get the one-on-one program, you also get the small group coaching. So if you know a healer who is ready to have a huge platform to do their incredible work, they should talk to me. I'll teach them how to do it, how to make money doing it. We can also work one-on-one in a life coaching capacity. We can work one-on-one in a business coaching capacity. I love doing VIP days. These are retreat days that I do here in Southern California. I do them in Mexico and Cabo. I do them in Costa Rica. It's one of the reasons I'm going back. And we do these 1 to 3 day incredible retreats. They're really life-changing. We focus primarily, I do these as business breakthroughs. So we're focusing on creating or transforming a part of your business so that it can make you a lot of money while also saving the world and bringing you your deepest bliss. That's my sweet spot, helping you make money doing the things that bring you so much joy. If you're curious about working with me, you should just schedule a discovery call with me. I'll put the link to that in the comments, how to get a hold of me. In fact, I can do it right now. because I'm serious. Here's your tip of the day. Oh, you are in Tamarindo. Beautiful, Nicole. Yeah, I love it down there. I went to Witches Rock once, but I spent a lot of time in Samara. I was just in Nosara, which of course was amazing. Okay, so you guys know you can you can force your own autocorrects, right? You can do text replacement, and that's what it's called in the iPhone world and the Apple world. So I have a text replacement for when I type coach consult, it replaces it with the URL to schedule a coach consult. So I don't constantly have to be looking for that link. I also do that for my Instagram page and a few other things as well. So a little tip for you, a little tech tip Tuesday on this 22222 Tuesday. That was fun to say. I hope you're all manifesting wonderful things today. What am I manifesting? I guess the new clients I was just talking about. New clients for all my programs. Love it. I'm going to Ojai this weekend. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to the Ojai Valley Inn. I've never been before. I'm going with one of the men I'm dating. It's going to be interesting. But I'm excited about it. Little spa weekends. And then I got Chicago coming up in a few weeks. I'll be heading to Chicago. Oh, I'm going to Snow Summit this week. I'm going skiing this week. I have lots of adventures coming up. And then I will be in Cabo later this month as well. I haven't booked those dates yet, but I'm excited to head back down there. I do love Mexico, and I'm going to be looking for property because I'm moving to Mexico sometime this year. Not sure when, but at some point in the next 6 months, you'll be hearing me from beautiful Mexico. Thank you all for joining me once again. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste, friends.